Hello everyone, welcome to my video on Learn C++ in 10 minutes. C++ is a powerful programming language that can be used to create high-performance applications for various domains such as gaming, web development, software engineering, and more. It was developed by Björn Stroustrup in 1985 as an extension to the C language, adding features such as object-oriented programming, generic programming, exception handling, and templates. In this video, I will give you a quick overview of some of the basic concepts and syntax of C++. This is not a comprehensive tutorial, but rather a starting point for you to explore more on your own. Let's start with the basic structure of a C++ program. A C++ program consists of one or more source files that contain the code that defines the logic and functionality of your application. Each source file has a CPP extension. The first thing you need to do in your source file is to include any header files that contain predefined functions or classes that you want to use in your program. Header files have a or HPP extension, and you can include them using the #include directive. For example, #include. This line includes the IOStream header file that provides input/output functionality for your program. The next thing you need to do is to define the main function that acts as the entry point for your program. The main function has this signature: int main. The int keyword indicates that the main function returns an integer value when it finishes executing. The main function usually contains statements that perform various tasks or call other functions. One of the most common tasks you will do in your program is to print something on the screen or read something from the keyboard. To do this, you can use the std:"cout" and std:"syn" objects that are defined in the IOStream header file. These objects represent the standard output stream and the standard input stream respectively. To print something on the screen using std:"cout", you can use the less than. For example, std:"cout hello world \n". This line prints hello world followed by a new line character on the screen. To read something from the keyboard using std:"syn", you can use the operator followed by a variable where you want to store what you read. For example, int x, std:"syn x". This line reads an integer value from the keyboard and stores it in the variable x. Note that each statement in C++ must end with a semicolon, otherwise you will get a syntax error. To return a value from the main function, you can use the return statement followed by the value you want to return. For example, return 0. This line returns 0 from the main function, indicating that the program has finished successfully. Here is an example of a simple C++ program that prints hello world and reads an integer from the keyboard. #include. Int main. std:"cout hello world \n". Int x. std:"syn x". return 0. To compile and run this program, you need a C++ compiler such as G++, Clang++, or Visual Studio. You can use the command line or an integrated development environment, IDE, to compile and run your program. For example, if you are using G++, you can type this command in the terminal. G++ hello.cpp hello. This command compiles the source file hello.cpp and produces an executable file named hello. To run the executable file, you can type this command. /hello. This command runs the hello program and prints hello world on the screen. Then it waits for you to enter an integer from the keyboard. After you enter an integer, the program ends and returns 0. Now that you know how to write a simple C++ program, let's move on to some of the basic data types in C++. Data types are used to define what kind of values a variable can store and how much memory it occupies. Some of the basic data types in C++ are int, used to store integer values such as 1, 2, 3, etc. An int variable usually occupies 4 bytes of memory. Float, used to store floating point values such as 1.5, 3.14, etc. A float variable usually occupies 4 bytes of memory. Double, used to store double precision floating point values such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. A double variable usually occupies 8 bytes of memory. Char, used to store single characters such as A, B, C, etc. A char variable usually occupies 1 byte of memory. Bool, used to store Boolean values such as true or false.